Hey guys, so I'm gonna try to answer the top 5 questions about the new M1 camera. So first of all, let's get the elephant out of the room. Can Adobe Lightroom access the RAW files? Yes. I've taken photos in RAW format with this camera and I've been able to open them up in Adobe Lightroom directly. I did update to the latest version of Lightroom, so you'll probably have to do that before you are able to access the RAW files. Next thing, lenses. Right now, if you can see here, I got the Panasonic 25mm 1.7 lens on here, and it works well. There are some compatibility issues I did find. Sometimes it didn't really focus. It didn't focus at all. I don't know why, but after repeating, trying to focus again, it does focus. So I'm not sure why, and if it applies to this lens in particular, but do keep that in mind. It should be compatible by all means because Micro Four Thirds is an open format, but you might have some compatibility issues with some lenses. Next up, connectivity. So the app on the website, on the website, they really did advertise it connects with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi to a mobile phone. I managed to download the Android app for my phone, and it works. But whilst the camera can be in English, the app itself was in Chinese, and I could only find a Chinese version. In terms of features, it seems to try to promote some preset cookie cutter type things, templates you can download, and it also has a feature where you can view your photos on your phone. To connect to the phone to your camera, you only have to click a button here, and it connects automatically. You have to make sure your camera is on, and that's pretty much it. It does take some time though. I expected the connection to be much faster, but as you can see here, it's still connecting, and it works, I think 90% of the time. It's pretty much as good as the Sony app, which, it works, and I was a little bit frustrated with. Oh, here we go. So it connected after around 15 seconds. So once it's connected, the camera, it won't actually be usable. So you have to operate with your phone and try to find your photos and download them off there. Next up, we have image stabilization. There is no image stabilization on this camera on body. So you have to rely on lens image stabilization. So unlike the newer Panasonic or newer Olympus models, which has sensor-based stabilization, this phone does not have that at all. And lastly, let's take a look at the UI. So this, I did have some questions regarding the UI. So I'm going to show you guys some of the features. So this camera kind of has what seems like a phone interface. You have a swipe screen, and you can swipe left or right to gain access to menus as such. It feels a little bit like iPhone and Android in terms of their operation. You basically click the round buttons and you can enable and disable features. Right now, for some reason, it is in Chinese. I originally got the operating system to work in English, but for some reason, after a firmware update, English was completely removed. So that was kind of surprising for me. And I've contacted Xiaoyi to actually make sure, the company manufacturer, to see what's happening with this. But that was a little bit of a surprise. In terms of viewing your images afterwards, I did find that there was a bit of a UI lag when browsing through photos while flipping. And this was kind of unexpected because it has a touchscreen, and I felt like this would be more like a phone interface. But there was UI lag. It felt like Android 1. So keep that in mind if you are a beginner photographer and you want to have something like an Android interface or iOS interface on your camera. Well, it's not completely there yet. Just think Android 1.0. Guys, if you guys have any additional questions, please do feel free to put your questions below. I'll try to answer them as much as I can. And that is it for this video. Thanks for watching.